just a quality organization from the top on down is the right kind of model for other teams to follow?
I would say without question, Kevin. I mean, you think about the things they do. They spend their money wisely. They make shrewd moves in the draft. So it's not hard to see why they've been a force in the West for so long, because they have a game plan and they work their plan and they stay true to it, and everybody's on the same page.
So with Ginobili sitting on the bench, here's how the floor looks for Greg Popovich. Parker and Hill man the backcourt. Duncan out there with Jefferson and McDyess. Now it's sent it down to Doris Burke, who is able to catch up with Coach Doc Rivers.
Kevin, he said at their own end of the court, it's interior defense that Coach thinks will be their biggest asset. With the shot blockers they have, no easy baskets is their mantra today. They want to send a few back at them, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. And Clark, how often do we hear this from coaches?
A lot, Kevin. You know that. A lot of times that's all coaches want to talk about is defense. It gets you easy scoring opportunities off long misses, steals, and block shots, and get you into transition if you defend well.
Now Hill following Ray Allen's three-point attempt. Hill, no good. A chance here now to look at George Hill. He's out of IUPUI, taking number 26 overall in the 2008 draft.
Boy, and has he really developed in his first 2 years in the league, Kevin? I mean, he's a combo guard, long arms, and plenty of quickness. And he's really improved as a corner pocket three-point shooter.
And the Spurs making a change here. Bonner's checked in. On defense, Boston. Pass to Jefferson. Shoots it up. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. The postseason is where players make their reputations, and George Hill came up huge for the Spurs in the first round of last season's playoffs.
You know, Kevin, so big, in fact, that Coach Popovich at one point told him, "Go get your name in the paper. Put the ball in the basket."
No good from Duncan.
They just are having all kinds of problems getting the ball to start this game.
And so here is San Antonio. Still without a basket in the game. Releases from 15. Duncan with another miss.
Really not enough defensive pressure there to force that miss. He's got to be disappointed.
Again, Allen missing.
They need to send out a search party to find this offense, Cam. It's been AWOL this whole quarter.
Parker dishes to Duncan. Duncan with another miss.
Nothing's working for him here. He's just really struggling to find the basket.
Again, Allen missing. Parker with it. It's Hill on the wing. Guarded by Garnett. Goes up. And the basket by Hill.
No one really contested him at the basket that time, Kevin. He's just too good in there to leave the door open for him. Here's Garnett. The basket is good. The assist from Rondo. Kicked it to the right guy at the right time. That's a good pass.
And here comes Parker. With age comes wear and tear, and the Celtics experienced some of those injuries. When you look at last season, Garnett and Pierce having knee issues. But you know what, Clark? Even youngsters on their team got banged up. Big baby Glenn Davis, he had a thumb injury, broken thumb. He had an ankle injury. I mean, health is such a big issue for young and old.
Yeah, that's just part of the game, Kevin. You hope that you're fortunate as a team not to have crippling injuries to key players. And Rondo's hamstring, I think a part of it is just playing in a tough division. And another part is certainly age. That's a factor. But you can't say that for guys like Rondo and even Big Baby Davis.
And it's the Celtics with the ball, following the bucket by the Spurs. Perkins kicks to Pierce. And again, Boston with the triple.
Since the first tip, he's been red hot from long range. He's in the zone right now.
Spurs trail by 5. And San Antonio calls the first time out of the game. Let's go to our great sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for an update. Doris?
Kevin, thank you. Well, a painful finals loss for this Celtics team last season. 2 chances to finish off the Lakers. They were ahead in Game 7 for 3.5 quarters, but couldn't get the job done. Now, with an aging roster, the question becomes whether the Celtics have what it takes to make another run. Guys, we'll see what this season holds for them.
Well, I wouldn't count them out just yet, Doris. Thank you. Here's what Boston's going with right now. Wafers checked in, and Nate Robinson is subbed in for Rajon Rondo. And the Spurs making a change here. Here's Allen. Pierce inside the three-point line. Again, Pierce missing. The Spurs trail by 5. Outside Hill. Backing him down is Duncan. And almost gets it to go, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on Kevin Garnett.
That's a no-brainer. You got to stop the layups there. Make him earn his points from the line.
At the line of the Spurs. And Duncan drops them both. Celtics leading by 3. Robinson passes to Pierce. Again, Pierce missing. And so here is San Antonio. They trail by 3. Outside Hill. Shoots it. Kept alive. Second chance effort. Close, but no cigar. Here comes Allen. Can't get it to go. Some great action here as the first quarter concludes. Celtics lead by 3.
They're making the extra pass and finding guys for open looks. I love the discipline they've shown in their offense so far.
Close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. Here's Robinson. One aspect of the Celtics game that has been so strong of late is Clark, their defense. And, you know, they tied the Lakers for 5th best defensive efficiency in the NBA last season. I mean, they've been good for a long time on defense, and they carried that through again last year.
Well, when you've been as good as they have been, you know that's where you need to be solid on a consistent basis to win a championship. When you have Pierce on the outside and Garnett clogging up the middle, it gets very difficult to score points on the Celtics.
So with Rondo on the bench, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers right now. Jermaine O'Neal out there at Glenn Davis. Then it's Allen. Then it's Nate Robinson and Wafer. The shot by Ginobili nets it from the wing. Ginobili's got his first points in this one. Clark, go back to the Celtics defense a second. You also need to mention Rondo hounding guards outside.
Without question, Kevin. And with this pressure, he is good for about 2 steals a game, deflections, disruption, frustration. I mean, he does all of that from his point guard position. And I always think it starts at the point of attack. And there's nobody better than Rondo at making it tough for opposing guards.
And that is good. Here's Robinson. Not on the scoreboard yet. A 3. That's good.
A great second quarter here after a difficult first. I'd say they knocked the rust off. Sometimes it takes a little while before you get the blood flowing and you find your rhythm.
Here's McDaniels. And it's good in the assist by Parker.
I didn't think they were very good in the first quarter. I mean, they took a lot of bad shots, and the open shots they got, they rushed those. But they've settled down now. The fast break left the defense scrambling to react, and they couldn't get to him in time.
Parker with it. Now Blair. And it's San Antonio with another. Assisted. Here is Robinson. They lead by 4. Jacks up the triple. It's hauled in by Blair. Spurs trail by 4. And now our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, has some info for us. Doris, take it away.
Guys, for Greg Popovich's favorite player on the San Antonio Spurs, George Hill. Pop says jokingly, I just like him. Personally, better than the other players. I like him on both ends of the floor. I play him at 3 positions. What else can I say? He laughs at my jokes. He's a good kid. Timmy doesn't laugh at them anymore, so I had to find someone new. Popovich's humor coming through as usual.
Yeah, Pop, definitely a character. Thank you, Doris. Now here's Ginobili. Tight defense on him.
Just because you can pass at the last second doesn't mean you should make a habit of it.
Robinson, that's good.
Got an open look out there in transition and did not hesitate. That's a nice shot.
Spurs trail by 7. San Antonio calls timeout. changes for Boston. Pierce comes in for Jermaine O'Neal, and it's Garnett in for Glenn Davis. The Spurs making a switch here. Here's Jefferson, looking for his first bucket of the game. And here is Hill. From the line, shot's good.
That's exactly what a coach wants him to get his shot, Kevin. Right there from mid-range.
Celtics leading by 5. The Spurs didn't have a great year on the road by their standards last season, Clark.
But Kevin, you know, they were still over 500, and that makes you a good road team. I mean, what do we say? 6, 7, 8 teams usually in the league are above 500. Just a very disciplined group that lends itself to being successful on the road. Tough-minded, focused, and all about taking care of business.
Here's Robinson. 9 points in the game so far. For 3, that's good. Robinson's got 12 points in the game.
He's been stroking it from long range all game long. Actually, most of his points have come from beyond the arc.
Here's Jefferson. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
Boy, after having a tough time in the first, he's managed to turn it around nicely this quarter.
Robinson for 3. Shot, no good. Those Spurs will take it the other way. Hill against Robinson. Hill kicks to Duncan. With the fadeaway. And the Spurs scoring again.
I'm not a big fan of the fadeaway in that situation, but he drained it. Nice shot.
Robinson for 3. Robinson missing again. San Antonio trailing here. Outside Hill. Robinson picks him up. Here's Jefferson. No good. That would have tied it.
We've seen some good scrambles for rebounds and even a bit of a fight sometimes. That's just good play inside, and that's kept this game close.
Shots good by Garnett.
His height is really an advantage on that medium-range jumper. He can just rise up and pop it right over the defenders and get a good shot every time.
And the first half is now in the books.
Robinson playing well. 12 points, and he's drained 4 3-pointers here as well. It's such a benefit to them when he plays this kind of game.